Welcome, District 78 Living. Come on in.
My name is Erikka Gray. I am the owner of District 78, which is a mood company, and also the founder of District 78 Living, which is a new online digital magazine. Like, I'm just this wonderful ball of fun of just a lot of different things. Like, I feel like I'm a combination of my family, my ancestors, my friends, the jobs that I've had, the roles that I have that has somehow got me here. And that's why my candle company is what it is, because it's a combination of everything that I've been through, my travels, the dinners that I've had, the interviews, opportunities I've had. So District 78 is a combination of just everything that's got me to this point. I was initially drawn to candle making because there was a lack in the market. There was a candle that I really loved to have, and it no longer existed. So when I went to go buy the candle and I couldn't find it anymore, I said, well, why not try to make this candle myself? And I used some of my income tax money to buy a bunch of candle making supplies, and I tried to replicate this candle. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that, but it did still fuel my love for candle making. And so here we are, 10 years later, after a big mistake of candles not working, failure, missed opportunities. Somehow here we are with patience, persistence, and just being a dreamer and a doer. Here we are 10 years later, and District 78 is still going. I knew that candle making for me was more than a hobby when we gave candles to our guests at our wedding. So in 2015, I got married, and we were thinking, what do we give our wedding guests? And we didn't spend a lot of money on this wedding. So, we were like, what do we have? And I was like, we got all these candle making things, because it didn't go well. So I put it to the side. And the candle that we actually made for our guests was a grapefruit and sage that I no longer make, but it was a hit. And everybody was like, where did you get this candle? And I'm like, why are you asking? They're like, this smells so good. Do you sell these? And I'm like, yeah, I do sell these. And they're like, do you have other scents? Yeah, I do have other scents. I didn't have any more candles. I didn't have any more scents, but I realized at that moment that I was actually onto something. And so I was like, let me get back in the lab and figure out what I did wrong. And what I realized, it was just my patience and my persistence. So I went back to the lab, I created some new scents, and I realized that this could be more than a hobby, because I was still working a full-time job at that time. But I realized, like, I think I can really do this. So I think I did it for maybe 4 or 5 years while also having a full-time job. But then I got the opportunity in 2019 to really sink my teeth into it and do it full-time, and been at it ever since. When I'm thinking about the next scent I'm creating, I'm always inspired by a moment. So I don't do a lot of planning of like, oh, I want to create this type of scent. It's always a moment. So for example, number 6, coconut and pineapple. We had went to Bali for my honeymoon, and we were sitting on the beach having breakfast. And I think it was our last night there in Bali. And I just looked out at the ocean, and I was just like, this is probably the most beautiful place I've ever been. And the food we were eating, the smells of the ocean, the laughter, the sound, the fun, it inspired the coconut and pineapple. So it's as simple as it seems. When people ask me about the scent and I tell them this story, they're instantly connected. They're instantly transformed, like, oh, I need to go to Bali. Like, I can feel exactly what you're saying in this scent. So for me, it's all about a moment. I'm inspired by music. I'm inspired by what's happening in the news, by fashion, by food, by solo travel, by travel with my friends. So for me, it's all about a moment and not trying to plan too far ahead and being present, because a scent should tell a story, and you can't tell a story that hasn't been written. For me, when I'm thinking about creating a scent, I do start with a mood board. So this is movies, this is perfumes, this is lotions, this is hair products, this is colors, this is textures, everything. So there's nothing that the senses don't touch that I don't try to put on my mood board. So for example, when I created 17 Black Paradise, it was during a time where I just felt like I wanted to show being proud. Like, I wanted to show like what it meant to be a proud Black woman, to have like, this strength in myself and to believe in myself. And also it made me think about traveling. It made me think about being in Cabo and like how dark the sea was in the ocean, and it allowed me to dream. So I came back, I thought about black sand, I thought about the water, I thought about food, I thought about strength, I thought about music, I thought about vinyl, all the things to me that go into just creating a paradise and like this comfort zone that for you is like, it's a comfort zone that you don't want to get out of because it's like the perfect place at that moment. It's literally paradise. My biggest lesson in leaving the corporate America, which I left in 2019 to pursue candle making full time, was you got to get over fear. Like fear will really hold you back. Even when I left in 2019, I had the opportunity to leave a little bit sooner, but I let fear get in my way. And I didn't feel safe enough. I didn't feel like I planned enough. I didn't feel like I saved enough money. And so for me, when I got the opportunity to leave corporate America with the severance and with this great package that I couldn't refuse, I even still got scared. Like I still was like, I can't do this. Like who is gonna be able to make a living off of just selling candles? Like I'm comfortable, I have this great job. And for me to take that leap of faith, I really had to throw fear out the window. So for me, that's what candle making is really about. Like you have to be fearless in just your endeavor and your pursuit of this. And for me, like even the scents that I create, like they're daring scents. They're not your typical scents that you find in some of these other retail stores or these other companies. I really like to push the boundaries, what people expect and what people feel when they experience my candles. One of the biggest fears that I had when making a leap from corporate America to this was just really feeling like, am I really going to be able to sustain myself by just doing candles? Like, what does that look like to be a full-time candle maker? Most of the people that we know that make candles, they're not people that make a living off of it. These are huge companies, right? Like, I don't know too many people that I could point at and say, this person was successful making candles. So I had to dream bigger than what I had, than what I've ever seen, and really just believe in myself. Like I just had to have an ultimate belief in myself, like I can do this. And just also lean into my family, lean into my friends, lean into my wife, and just let them know like, here's what I'm trying to accomplish. And they were my biggest supporters and still are. Success for me now from 10 years ago looks totally different. We're in a different landscape. We've been through so many things. Like we never would have thought that we went through COVID. So my mind frame as just a business owner is totally different. Like even like my approach to candle making, the number of scents that I come out with, the price point, changing things around. Like I have to consider all of these things now as a candle maker. Before, even though it wasn't a hobby, I was a lot more probably daring and just like wanting to try a bunch of different things, and also listening to a lot of opinions of people of like, you should try this or you should try that. And I tried all of them, but I had to realize that it had to work for my business. You know, I don't want to go into making lotions. I don't want to go into, you know, making body butters. Like those are not things that I want to continue to do. So for me, it's now also smarter to partner with people who already do those things and see how we can work together. So collaboration is even more important now than what it was 10 years ago. One of my favorite collaborations for me was being challenged to create a candle just based off of a color. So it was, here's the color, maroon. We want you to create something based off of this. And this was when I was kind of new into my candle making journey, but I loved it because it was a challenge, right? So to me, like, what is maroon? Like, what does it feel like? What does it smell like? Where do you typically see the color maroon, right? How do you normally experience the color maroon? So what do? I look up the definition of maroon. I look up traditional ways that maroon was used that we may not do it anymore now, right? It's typically known as like a fall color. So you don't think of it as like citrus. You don't think of it as like vanilla or cotton. So what type of foods or drinks or table settings use maroon? And so for me, that's what the scent was based off of. It was based off of like elegance and wealth and comfort and just like a feeling of velvet, and just like it gave me the opportunity to dream, because they didn't have anything else. They were literally like, just use maroon as your base. And I was just like, okay. It was such a challenge for me, but I really feel like I nailed it, and I was super excited about that. Another one that I really enjoyed was I did one for the Power of Her with a big corporation, and it was the first time that somebody called me an artist, because I didn't really consider myself an artist. I'm like, I'm a candle maker, but they were like, oh, you're the artist, we trust you, we want you to do whatever. So they gave me a mood board, and it was about being a powerful woman. It was about being, you know, the power of her. And that let me go crazy, right? Because all I know is powerful women, me being one of them. but I'm surrounded by powerful women all the time. We are constantly overcoming, we're constantly creating and bringing our own seat to the table and making new waves. So for me, that was really exciting. So I created something like edgy. The scent was something that I've never experienced before. So I wanted something edgy, something bright, something fun, and something that when you walked in the room, you were like, oh, okay, what is this scent? Like, it really held and took up space. So those are two of my favorite collaborations. My dream collaboration for a candle will be Solange. Like, Solange to me is like the perfect enigma. Like, she's good at things that you don't even think about being good at, like glassware. Like, she makes glassware, something that I'm so into. Like, I have a vintage glass collection that is like my pride and joy. So when I seen that she was making glassware, I was like, oh, I would love to do a candle paired with the colors, the shapes of her glassware. And I envision it being burned at her events. Like, she does events like, you don't find people doing these type of orchestra events or these type of music, in the way that she blends music, the soundtracks that she creates, and her storytelling through her albums is like impeccable. Like, she ups the ante every single time. And she's also one of those people like you don't see often, but when she does come out, like, she's literally changing the moment. Like, every single time, from an Instagram post to a book to anything that she does for me changes the game. And I would love, love, love to make a candle with Solange. I feel like the last 6 months, I fell out of my purpose, just being drained, being just, I think just so many things took precedent over me being creative. And that's still a word that I struggle with, like being creative, right? Like, but I'm like, no, Erikka, you are creative. Like, people lean into you all the time to make candles. Like, this year alone, I've probably done like 8 custom scents for 8 different brands, all different inspirations. So I think I had to get back into my purpose. And as an entrepreneur, that's okay. It's okay to fall out of your purpose sometimes, but I never fell out of love. Like, every time I go into a store, the first thing I do is look for the candle section. I'm smelling everybody's candle because I want to know what's out there. They're not my competition, but we're in the same category, so I want to know like what's happening. So I'm definitely walking in my purpose now, and I know it because I keep attracting people that want to work with me. Like, they trust me, they trust my vision, they trust what I bring, like they trust in, I just feel like it's my presence. Like, it's the way that I carry myself, it's the way that I smell, because I always smell good. So people always just trust me, and people have been gravitating towards me lately to elevate their business and to help them tell the story. So that's how I know I'm living in my purpose, when other people want me to help them fulfill theirs.
First concert ever went to?
Rick James and Tina Marie.
Album that shaped your life?
Reasonable Doubt by Jay-Z is the album that shaped my life, and I can listen to it anytime, anywhere, and remember my 96 Jetta that I had when I first got it. Had a CD changer. I was so excited. Like, that album forever for me is the one that changed everything for me.
Song that instantly lifts your mood?
Right now, I'm gonna say Two Hands to Heaven by Beyonce. It makes me just feel good, like I can do anything.
What's currently on repeat for you?
I haven't really been listening to anything on repeat. I do something called New Music Friday, so I'm really always excited about discovering new artists that I've never heard of. So recently I've just really been trying to find like what's my next kind of like thing. And I'm working on a new candle scent, so I've been trying to dive into new music that maybe I wasn't listening to before. So I don't have anything on repeat, but if I was to look at my algorithms, of course it's Beyonce.
What's one cool thing about you that people don't see on Instagram?
I think my sense of humor. Like, I'm really funny, like seriously funny. Like, I could be a comedian. Like Dave Chappelle, you need to get me. Like, I'm seriously funny.
What's the best attributes of a Virgo?
Some of the best attributes of a Virgo: perfectionist, well-dressed, perfectionist. We make everything better. Like, we're gonna see the mistakes that nobody else does, and people think we're a bad guy. People get sensitive in their feelings when we point out something because they can't take it because they don't want to be better. But we make everything better. Like, we literally make everything better. Quit being so sensitive, y'all. We just here to help.
What's your favorite season?
Fall. Fall. I'm a fall baby. I love fall.
How do you prepare for fall?
I like to set the mood in my house. So that means getting rid of the summer flowers, putting out mums, getting your pumpkins, getting your hay, like turning over everything in your house, getting new rugs, putting out all the fall, not like kitschy stuff, but like nice stuff that makes you feel good. And also like the colors that you wear. Like you start wearing richer colors, deeper colors, get ready for sweater weather. And of course, an amazing candle by District 78 to top off everything.
What's your go-to candle for the season or for your birthday?
For this season is Black Paradise. It's the perfect transition from like summer to fall, right before winter. So I'm loving Black Paradise. Also, this is when we get ready to release Harvest, which is my adult version of like pumpkin spice. I traditionally don't like kitschy type of holiday candles, but I'm not my customer. That's one thing I have to understand as an entrepreneur. So I created Harvest, which smells amazing. It's one of our best sellers. People always ask me to keep it going, but I'm like, y'all, it's a seasonal candles. I would say my birthday candle, I'm probably gonna give Issa, because Issa was a candle that I made when Issa Rae released her Prosecco. And it just feels fun. Like it feels bubbly, it feels like a celebration. And so that's definitely the one I'm gonna be lighting on my birthday.
What's your favorite article of clothing and why?
I'm gonna say it's my Dior button-up. I've had it for like 4 years. And it's one of those things that I don't mind splurging on it because I know I'm gonna wear it every single year. So I'm looking forward to the moment that it gets cold enough that I can wear it, because it's wool, so it's hot, so it has to really be cold. But that's one of my favorite items right now in my closet.
If you were a cocktail, what would you be?
I would be a last word with mezcal. I love mezcal, I love last words, and the reason why is equal parts everything. Sweet, smoky, little cherry vibe, you know what I'm saying? Lemony, limey, but I would definitely be a last word.
You enjoy home cooked meals. What's your go-to home cooked meal?
Burnt spaghetti. I love it. Burnt spaghetti, it's a TikTok meal, but you kind of like take the spaghetti noodles and you saute them a little bit, and then you add water to it and you slowly fold in the spaghetti sauce. So the noodles aren't like your traditional spaghetti noodles that have like a little bit of a crisp, but not like crunchy. So you have to try it. Just look up burnt spaghetti on Instagram or TikTok. You'll love it. Make sure you use a really good tomato sauce. Like that's super, super important. I like the carbone, but burnt spaghetti right now is my favorite home cooked meal.
Who do you want to have a dinner date with, dead or alive?
Obviously Beyonce. Love Beyonce. Like seriously, if I could sit down with Beyonce, like I just want to talk about her business mind. Like the fact that you've had so many of the same people working with you for so long is so impressive. Like that doesn't happen unless you have strong business and you're a really good person and you're also surrounded by hard workers. So for me, I would love that. And I would have to say somebody that passed before me would be my grandma. Like I would just want her to know and just see how proud I am, and just like I would love to explain everything and just talk about what I'm doing. She's the reason that I love home stuff, anything related to home, and even like behind my candle, like I know that she would love them. She would probably want something a little more simple, but I think grandma would help me push the boundaries.
What color brings you the most joy?
Anything that's like burnt orange, like those deep kind of like ox bloods, those type of colors, like they're rich and they're complex. And they're filled of so many other colors. Like you don't get that by just having one thing. You get it by layering, and I think that's who I am. And so I think that's why I'm drawn to those type of colors. For me, the motivation behind starting my online magazine is when I was younger, like magazines were my passion. I had foot lockers full of magazines. I would always take them and get like the posters that used to be in the middle and stick them on my wall. And that's something we don't have anymore. Like very few people actually take the time to write a magazine and to really just take the time to flip a page. And that's something we've gotten away from it. But also there's a small pocket of people who are getting back into wanting to know more. And for me, I felt like there wasn't really a space that focused on entrepreneurs and the lives that we lead. So initially when I started District 78 Living, I wanted to focus on entrepreneurs and their space and who they are and how they ended up designing their space, from where they're located to the different colors that they chose. But also I realized there's another story to be told of where we like to go, what we like to eat, what we like to hear. And so I really want to expand on that. And I started digital because I wanted to get out to a wide range of people. So the last time I looked, we were in 6 different countries. So I'm super excited by the fact that my magazine, this is only the 3rd volume, is in 6 different countries. So for me, starting District 78 Living is just one other extension of myself that I want to share, and it's something I've always valued. So I'm looking forward to growing this brand and growing it into so much more. Like it's going to be in print. But we're gonna start here to get it out to more people, and then we're gonna make sure it's in print so everybody can have it in their hands. If you want to connect with me, you can find me online at www.bydistrict78.com, or you can feel free to shoot me an email, hello@bydistrict78.com. And of course, you can find me on Instagram. My handle is bydistrict78. Talk to you soon. Enjoy volume 3.